Greeks on the menu. We're back with Epic the Musical. What's going on, YouTube? Listen, I don't want to have a long intro today. I have been loving this journey of Epic the Musical. We have the Ocean Saga on deck. As you can see, had a little bit of an issue. Not to blame anyone, but yeah, unfortunately, my headphones got broken. He still hasn't paid rent. Thankfully, I have my inner ears from my shows. So I've hooked these up, so we'll see how this works. It's a little bit of a different setup in terms of soundscape, but yeah, we're gonna roll with it. So right here, right now, we got Epic the Musical, the Ocean Saga. This sounds ominous. Ooh. Ooh. Wow. I'm sorry, the use of the brass and just the orchestral rise there and the choir chanting, I wasn't expecting it to just go from here 0 to 100 to crazy cinematic just like that. That was a dope build, but I like the darkness tinged underneath of that. It sounded a little bit ominous too. Obviously, the song is called Storm. Let's see where we go. Yeah, just this little, I can make a dope rap beat over top of this. Rise. That's magnificent.
These waves and tides have grown in strength and size. Is it nature or divine or a blessing in disguise? Our homes inside, this storm's our final fight. There's no time to die. Comrades, sir, brace for a storm.
He really does have a nice singing voice, doesn't he? But I tell you what, I love the line, is it nature or divine? Because for me, a lot of the symbolism throughout Epic the Musical so far has been marked by these juxtapositions, right? By these contrasting forces. And for me, a great example of that is the intervention of the gods and the Greek gods always interfering in the realms of men. Or is it just something that's naturally happening? Are men being allowed to determine their path? And as we see with Odysseus throughout Epic the Musical so far, he struggles with this predetermination of the gods and of fates versus what is under his control and his choice as he feels pulled in different directions and pushed in other ways.
Skies, our homes inside, this storm's our final fight. There's no time to die. Comrades, sir, brace for a storm.
No Time to Die, the ironic James Bond reference.
Brace for a storm. The likes of which we've never seen before. Brace for a storm. With hope so close, we must keep pushing forward. Full speed ahead towards the island, but avoid the crashing waves.
That was really dope. Full speed ahead. You had the full, just like crew chanting there. But right as you got to the word ahead, right? Then Odysseus took over and it was just his voice. I just love that transition, like just the blending. Because you go from just this wide pan delivery of multiple voices back to Odysseus, back to the wide pan. And just kind of that play and that synergy between it.
Oh, so close, we must keep pushing forward. Full speed ahead towards the island, but avoid the crashing waves. I'll ensure that we prevail. We're taking too much damage to survive. We'll beat the storm.
Wow, this is epic.
We're taking too much damage to survive.
I love it though. Much in the same way, he's got just that little like devil on his shoulder and just that voice of suspicion. Is the glass half full or half empty? Like his first in command is always there, just casting shade. He's the biggest hater and shade thrower that there is.
Prevail, storm. We're taking too much damage to survive. We'll beat the storm.
And Odysseus trying to stay positive, right? It's almost like he's trying to pay homage to his friend who was killed by the Cyclops, bracing the world with open arms and still holding on to just that bit of optimism. We're going to make it. And then you get the, no, this storm's going to take us.
We'll survive. We'll beat this storm. At this rate, we won't make it out alive. An island in the sky. Eurylochus grabbed the harpoons.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't just do that with the instrumentation. An island in the sky, and then you hear the wind instrumentation. Island in the sky. It's wind god time.
An island in the sky. Eurylochus
That's really dope. That's really dope.
grab the harpoons, as many as you can find. What do you have in mind? We're gonna shoot for the sky. What?
Love that play on words, like shoot for the sky, shoot for your dreams. In this case, like this is what they did when they went to the floating islands of the wind god
The sky.
of Aeolus.
What? Everyone grab a harpoon and aim it high. We're shooting for the island in the sky. In the sky.
Wow. Why does it end ominously? That was a really dope blend, using instrumentation to combine just, again, making everything feel so grand. Like it really is a part of this odyssey and this adventure and this journey that we're on. But for me, just great moments of feeling the despair, feeling the turmoil and like the chaos of the storm. Because it's almost like chaos happening in like collective dissonance with the vocals, with everything going on and just hitting and impacting in different places and different like spatially within the mix. But then for me, all of a sudden you see the floating islands. And then Odysseus sees a chance to save his crew, which is what, you know, he's been all about this whole time, trying to save his crew and save his men, essentially. And then you just have those moments of kind of climaxing, like you feel the hope. But then right there, as we have that hope, there's just this little foreshadowing. Rise, rise, rise. That one darker, bassier note. Ominous, man. And yeah, I think you're really starting to see the clash yet again that Odysseus does have with his men who start to doubt and be cynical, but also with Eurylochus, who is just the biggest shade thrower and hater in the world. Let's keep it going.
Please don't tell me you're about to do what I think you'll do.
You've heard the legends of the island in the sky. This proves they're true. We're in the home of the wind god.
We don't know for sure.
How many floating islands have you seen before? This is the home of the wind god.
And what's your plan?
I'm gonna climb.
You know, I talked about the conflict. I think this little dialogue right here just encapsulates it perfectly. How Eurylochus is really one of the worst second in commands that there is, but thank God he's related to Odysseus, right?
This is the home of the wind god.
And what's your plan?
I'm gonna climb to the top and
Like there's a floating island. It's obvious that this ties in with the wind god, and then still, Eurylochus the skeptic.
home of the wind god.
And what's your plan?
I'm gonna climb to the top and ask him for a hand.
You could be caught off guard and lose your life, or piss off this god and infuse us with strife.
Piss off this god. Da, 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 da. I love that very just like punchy, almost like cascading, right? Punchy delivery, rap like.
Your life, or piss off this god and infuse us with strife.
Nice.
Don't forget how dangerous the gods are.
Have faith, friend, we've come this far.
Yes, but how much longer till your luck runs out? How much longer till the show goes south? How much longer till we all fall down? You rely on wind and people die on it. Whoa.
I still believe in goodness. I still believe that we could be kind. Lead from the heart and see what starts.
And what will we do when it tears us apart?
Where is this coming from, my friend?
I'll tell you what, the way this is framed, it sounds like a beautiful duet of like a relationship. But it's interesting because obviously it's a discussion between Odysseus and his second in command, essentially. It's really a discussion on philosophy and strategy here.
And what will we do when it tears us?
But I feel like it's two lovers like dancing and pushing and pulling each other away. Really dope how this is kind of like just set up because it's beautifully sung.
Apart?
Where is this coming from, my friend?
I just don't wanna see another life end. You're like the brother I could never do without.
And suddenly you doubt that I could figure this out.
Captain, how much longer till you're lost?
That's a cheap card to
From
play.
my friend.
I just don't wanna see another life end. You're like the brother I could never do without.
You're like a brother. It's not because I keep doubting you, but obviously they are tied in because Eurylochus was married to, it was Odysseus's sister-in-law, right? So they were connected, obviously embodied by marriage.
Life end. You're like
And that's why he kept, that's why he made him a second in command, because he had that trust, because he's like, well, he's family, and obviously Eurylochus could get away with more doubt and more insubordination because of those ties, those familiar ties.
I just don't wanna see another life end. You're like the brother I could never do without.
And suddenly you doubt that I could figure this out.
Captain, how much longer till your luck runs out? How much longer till the show
catchy.
goes south? How much longer till we all fall down? You rely on me.
Till the show goes south. A little bit of a fourth wall breaking and a meta reference there.
How much longer till we all fall down? You rely on wit and people die on it. Whoa, how much longer till the snake breaks free? How much longer till your great day sees? How much longer till you
Did he just say how much longer till the snake breaks free?
longer till we all fall down? You rely on wit and people die on it. Whoa, how much longer till the snake breaks free?
Oh, that's a great line. That's a great line. Obviously, if you're thinking like biblical references, then you think like the snake and associated with temptation in the Garden of Eden. But if you think about the snake in Greek mythology, the snake breaking free, there's a famous story of this snake in the box, actually the snake child, right? Because Hephaestus, he tried to grape Athena essentially, and his seed fell to the earth. And then born from that, hang on, I'm going to look this up. I want to get this right. Right, so it was Erichthonius. Erichthonius was this child with these snake-like features. And obviously that was symbolic, looking like a snake, having something untoward, tying in with the act that Hephaestus tried to commit, right? So a reflection of that. But Athena still looked after this child, right? And put this child in a basket and kept it closed and gave it to mortal women to look after and said, do not look in the basket, right? So naturally, human curiosity eventually got the best of them. They looked in the basket. They were shocked by this like weird serpent baby twisted thing that they saw, and then they cast themselves over a cliff and they died. Yeah, Greek tragedies are fun.
Much longer till we all fall.
But the snake in the... I love how that's taken as just like a simple reference on the surface, which could apply to their situation, until our own tragedy befalls us, right? Because you're playing with fire essentially. But also having just a layered reference to another famous story in Greek mythology.
Die on wit and people die on it. Whoa, how much longer till the snake breaks free? How much longer till your great day sees? How much longer till your strength takes leave? You rely on wit and people die on it. Whoa.
Thank you for the concern, but brother, I can assure you, our journey is almost done. I understand that we're tired. I understand that we're phased. But don't forget how much we've already faced. I took 600 men to war, and not one of them died there. In case you knew.
I love how certain themes keep coming back around. Obviously, Odysseus, this obsession with wanting to see all of his men come home, which obviously he's already failed at that with Polyphemus. But here we go again, tying back to those lines and those lyrics used previously.
Took 600 men to war, and not one of them died there. In case you needed a reminder. If you'd like to speak more, let me pull you aside then. I need to talk to you in private. I can't have you planting seeds of doubt. I can't have you disagreeing each route. I need you to always be deep.
I love the way the rhythm is set up of this. I da 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 da. And then right there, you just hear like this heartbeat bass just underneath accentuating whenever he hits the eyes.
Have you disagreeing each route. I need you to always be devout and comply with this, or we'll all die in this. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, that doesn't sound like a very positive okay. Again, the foreshadowing that's being used at the very end of this. And I can speak on this knowing the story of Aeolus and the wind god and what's about to come with the bag. I love this setup because we're showing and we're exemplifying these growing seeds of doubt and suspicion that's happening amongst Odysseus's crew. Even as they journey and they get closer to home, those seeds of doubt, they do grow and they do come to a very twisted fruition. We've heard that sound.
Great wind god Aeolus, I don't know.
See what I said? Very clever, like matching instrumentation with certain characters. And again, choosing a wind instrument, you hear the sounds of the wind blowing as Odysseus greets the wind god Aeolus. That's dope.
Great wind god Aeolus, I don't know if you know this, but our path to home is blocked by an impenetrable storm. I asked for your assistance so we at last can go the distance. Can you cast the perfect winds for us and aid our...
At last can go the distance? Did we just sneak that in there? I can go the distance. Really? Take me back to the Hercules cartoon film? No way. We just got a Disney Hercules reference, the famous Hercules song, Go the Distance.
For your assistance so we at last can go the distance.
Yo, and when I took the girls to Disney World, I feel like Disney's trying to make a comeback with Hercules. Total sidebar. But like when we saw, Fantasmic, which was just a really dope closing show, they had Hercules singing I Can Go the Distance. And it's like, hang on, Hercules hasn't been around in a long time. I feel like I wonder if there's going to be like a live action Hercules or something. I haven't looked it up, so comment down below or give some spoilers away. But yeah, I feel like Hercules is going to make a comeback.
For your assistance, so we at last can go the distance. Can you cast the perfect winds for us and aid our journey home?
Ha ha ha! I am the wind, twisting and turning. I give the fire enough to stay burning. Let's play a game.
A game?
That's what I'm serving. And
That is a female voice. I thought Aeolus was a male god.
For us and
I could be wrong.
I am the wind, twisting and turning. I
Always keeping us on edge though.
give the fire enough to stay burning. Let's play a game.
a game.
That's what I'm serving. And if you win, you will get what you're yearning.
Deal.
Take a look right here at this bag. It has the winds of the storm all trapped. All you gotta do is not open this bag.
Sounds too easy, what's the catch?
Ha ha ha! Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Ha ha ha. It sounds like a trickster laugh almost. Really interesting interpretation of Aeolus, because when they went to the floating islands, Odysseus spent a month with him, and Aeolus gave him the bag, but it was out of looking out for Odysseus, right? Because he grew fond of him, and he put all the turbulent winds into that bag, like is happening here with the winds of the storm, but he left the west wind, the gentle west wind, to carry them home. That was a one wind that wasn't left in the bag.
All you got
Interesting though that this Aeolus is positioned like, let's play a game, almost like I know where this game is going to go. Ha ha ha! I know something you don't. There's just a little bit of sinisterness underneath of that. Whereas like you always look at the Aeolus in the Odyssey as more benevolent.
to do is not open this bag.
Sounds too easy, what's the catch?
Ha ha ha! Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Never really know
Nice voice.
who you can trust. If they wanna get the bag open, you gotta say no, sir. Sometimes killing is a must.
What?
'Cause the end always justifies the
The end justifies the means? Oh no.
Rise the means. Friends turn to foes in rivalry. So keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Friends turn to foes and rivalries. Keep your friends close and enemies closer. Isn't this interesting? Because you just had this setup between Odysseus and his second in command. So you had those seeds of doubt, right? And almost like suggesting, is he friend or is he enemy? Keep them close. You know, be suspicious. You can't embrace the world with open arms. And here's again this battle that Odysseus is waging internally as well as externally, between this optimistic side, between trying to have a good heart, trying to trust the world and those around him, versus being suspicious, being cold and calculated, right? And even Athena, when she chided him for not finishing the job. In this case, you have another god telling him the ends justify the means, right? Odysseus should have killed Polyphemus. That'll come back around to haunt him. Whereas right here, you have yet another example. I can't help but having like echoes and reverberations of that moment with what Aeolus is saying to him.
'Cause the end always justifies the means.
The end always justifies the means.
Friends turn to foes
Should have killed him.
in rivalry. So keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Never really know who you can trust. Never really know who you can trust.
All these little like minion-like voices.
Captain, what's happening? What's trapped in that bag? Something dangerous, friends, we mustn't lag.
It's treasure.
What?
Bye-bye.
Open
Yeah.
the bag!
Let's see what you got.
No, do not! Everybody listen closely. See how this bag is closed? That's how it's supposed to be. This bag has the storm inside. We cannot let the treasure rumor fly.
We'll try.
Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
That's really interesting because again, in the Odyssey, the men turn to suspicion on their own. Odysseus never actually tells them what's in the bag. He keeps it close to his chest and he keeps guard over it. Whereas here, these little like minion-like voices sow the seed of doubt by saying treasure, and then Odysseus has to address the rumors, and then he actually tells the men. He actually tells the men what's in the bag.
This bag has the storm inside. We cannot
Let's see where we go with this.
let the treasure rumor fly.
We'll try.
Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Never really know who you can trust.
Now they wanna get the bag open so they can have closure.
Sometimes thinking
Get the bag open so they could have closure. That's a bar right there. I love that setup. Open to close, that juxtaposition bar.
Sometimes 'cause the end always justifies the means.
everything's changed since polity. So
Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Everything's changed since polities. I heard that underneath.
never really know who you can trust.
Really know who you can trust.
For 9 days I've stayed wide awake, trying to make it home with no storm or tidal wave. I remain unopposed.
Wide awake, tidal wave. Nice multi-rhyme writing there.
The bag is still closed and I'm getting closer to you. Penelope. I can't wait to make some new.
Penelope. Just again, those notes and the way that that's sung, calling back to how it was done previously when he was aching for home.
To you. Penelope. I can't wait to make some new memories. Time for me to be
Telemachus
the
as well.
father I never was. Just keep your eyes open. Why are my eyes and my heart and my soul so heavy? Just keep your eyes open. I keep on trying.
That's a great line because he stayed awake. And then when he finally fell asleep, well, hang on, I don't want to give too much. I've given it all away. Most of you probably watching this already know what's going on anyways, judging by the way that you comment half the time. But his eyes are getting heavy. I love that line because he's tired. So your eyelids feel heavy. But also, why is his soul and his heart heavy? Because he longs for home. But at the same time, I feel like there's a dual layer to that. Longing for Telemachus, longing for Penelope. But also, his soul and his heart are heavy because of guilt. Because of the infant that he had to kill before he left for his journey, and then some of the decisions he's had to make since then. He's having an internal conflict of morality within himself, and he feels like he's being torn apart, and it is not being helped by the gods and goddesses.
And my soul so heavy. Just keep your eyes open. I keep on trying to embrace you both. Why won't you let me? Just keep your eyes open. So much has changed, but I'm the same. Yes, I'm the same. Just keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open.
Wake up. Wake up! Odysseus, they're opening the bag! Wake up!
Uh-oh.
Keep your friends close and your enemies
That naughty crew.
closer.
Never really know who you can trust.
Never really know who you can trust.
Oh, shut up, minions.
Where's the storm taking us?
I said to keep the bag closed, but you weren't compliant. If I had to guess, you're headed to the land of the giants.
That's a nice connection to the land of the giants, who end up wrecking 11 of his 12
Help
ships.
me close the bag!
But sir, it's too late!
We can save whatever wind is left to use another day! Come on!
Was that a Eurylochus? Negative Nancy yet again?
Use another day! Come on!
Help me close the bag, but it's too late. It's already done. Odysseus always trying to think.
Odysseus of Ithaca!
Who's that?
Do you know who I am?
Oh, that's a nice callback and then odd foreshadowing. I tell you what, man, like the way that each song of this part of the epic is connecting and just like the foreshadowing at the very end just like really reels you in. It just leaves you on a hook waiting for what's next. Yo, this is epic intro music for Poseidon. The final boss has entered the arena. I wish this could be like my alarm clock when I wake up every day and this like just announces me.
Poseidon. In all my years of living, it isn't very often that I get pissed off. I try to chill with the waves, but damn, you crossed the line. I've been so gracious, and yet you hurt the son of mine. That's right, the side.
It isn't often that I get pissed off. Well, that is the most ironic line I've ever heard from one of the most vengeful gods there is.
I've been so gracious, and yet,
He would send his sea monster, the Ketos, to wherever he wanted.
and yet you hurt the son of mine. That's right, the Cyclops you made blind is
There he is, because he's the father of Polyphemus, as we've talked about. But what's interesting is like him saying he's been gracious. Because in a way, during the Trojan War, Poseidon sided with the Greeks. Because he had a long-standing beef with the king of Troy, and he held it against the Trojans ever since. Because the king of Troy tricked him into constructing the walls of Troy, and then never paid him properly, and then mocked the gods. So Poseidon has always held on to, you know, wanting to get revenge and that vengeance, but then Zeus weighed in on the Trojan War, said that the gods couldn't intervene because too many sides were being taken. Poseidon did what he could, but at the same time, he was definitely leaning more towards the Greeks. So it's interesting that obviously he turns against Odysseus and becomes like the ultimate baddie, stopping Odysseus and in his way, who Athena has to intervene with the gods and try to face down as well.
That's right, the Cyclops you made blind is mine. No. I'm left without a choice and without a doubt. Yes, the pack of wolves is swimming with the shark now. I gotta make you bleed. I need.
The pack of wolves swimming with the shark now. Was there symbol the wolf? Because Odysseus was always cunning and clever compared to like the cunningness of a wolf and the cleverness of a wolf. It wasn't his grandfather was a trickster as well and wolf-like. So I think that's where that all ties in. Like the wolves with the shark, obviously Poseidon being the shark. These land creatures are now in my area, right, with the sea. And then you had some clever wordplay earlier with like chilling in the sea and all that and just tying in liquid lyricism.
Cyclops you made blind is mine. No. I'm left without a choice and without a doubt. Yes, the pack of wolves is swimming with the shark now. I gotta make you bleed. I need to see you drown. But before you go, I need to make you learn how ruthless.
Make you bleed, see you drown. I feel like that's a little double, like literally drowning underwater, but also if you're bleeding, drown in your own blood.
You drown. But before you go, I need to make you learn how ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. Ruthlessness is mercy
These little sayings and motifs that keep happening are very interesting. Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. If you're like you would think, again, that's a paradox, because if you're ruthless, then you're not showing mercy. But if you are ruthless, then it shows mercy on one's own self. Interesting.
There's mercy upon ourselves. You are the worst kind of good, 'cause you're not even great.
Oh, shots fired. We got a battle rap.
A Greek who reeks of false righteousness, that's what I hate. 'Cause you fight to save lives, but won't kill and don't get the job done. I mean, you totally could have avoided all this had you just killed my son. You are far too nice. Mercy has a price. It's the final crack. We're about to break the ice now. You reveal your name, then you let him live. Unlike you, I've got no mercy left to give. 'Cause ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves.
Isn't it funny? Because he sees that mercy as weakness, and the same things that Athena chided him for not finishing the job with Polyphemus. It's all coming back around now. And then obviously Odysseus, in his moment of pride, mentioning his name. Because if he would have killed Polyphemus, Poseidon would have never knew who did it, would have never found Polyphemus's killer. But also, by leaving Polyphemus alive, it's almost like that mercy, like he sees him as weak, because that mercy wasn't really a mercy, because now you have a Cyclops who's blind and has to go about the world for the rest of his days in darkness. It would have been better to kill him. The true mercy would have been to kill him and then have mercy on one's own soul. That's the great irony dripping in the sarcasm from Poseidon with all this. Wow. It's really dope how this theme has come back around full circle, but yet again, it has like a new angle and just a new connotation because it's being delivered by Poseidon himself here.
Him live. Unlike you, I've got no mercy left to give. 'Cause ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. And now it is finally time to say goodbye. Today you die, unless of course you apologize for my son's pain and all his cries. Poseidon, we meant no harm. We only hurt him to disarm him. We took no pleasure in his pain. We only wanted to escape. The line between naivety.
Isn't it great how you still hear the waves, right? He's the god of the sea at the end of the day. So still that element is implemented, just like when we heard the wind in the previous track.
The line between naivety and hopefulness is almost invisible, so close your heart. The world is dark and ruthlessness is die.
Close your hearts again, like the battle of worldviews as represented between the battle between God and man, right? Even the battle that Odysseus was going through with his own friend. Open your arms and open your heart to the world. In this case, Poseidon advising to close your heart. Well, because I'm going to take your heart.
Die.
Are they singing Captain underneath? Like when Polyphemus was eating them and they were yelling Captain? Oh, they're all dying again. Yeah. Oh.
What have you done? When does a ripple become a tidal wave? 43 left under your command. When does a man become a monster?
Oh. There's that theme coming back. When does a man become a monster? As Odysseus questioned, right? When he was torn between two worlds. I remember you was conflicted, but also like Odysseus bragging about 600 men surviving that war. All of his men survived. But now Poseidon mocks him, and look at how many you have left.
Your darkest moment.
last words?
All I gotta do is open this bag.
What?
Yes!
Remember me.
Oh. Oh, this might have been my favorite of the saga so far. I tell you what, just the way that the plot building and the themes connected, and the foreshadowing especially. Remember at the end of the last one, when Odysseus wanted to, quick, we can close this bag, we can save it. Because always thinking ahead and kind of playing chess. Well, he uses it right there to me imply unleash the chaos and escape Poseidon. That's the last play that he had left on the board, and he used it at the exact right moment. And then while all that's happening, right?
Dark. Darkest moment.
I am your darkest moment. That's the same thing that Odysseus said to Polyphemus. So funny how Poseidon takes that and now uses it on Odysseus. And we talked about the double when he put out his eye, because now we had to live in darkness versus being someone's darkest moment. And now Poseidon bringing that around. And again, adding a new angle and a new connotation to it all. And then you go on when he opens the bag. And this rise.
Remember me.
Remember me. That's the same thing that Odysseus says to Polyphemus. What a note to end it. Yeah, man. I'll tell you what. That was a journey. Epic the musical. You were Knox Hill certified. Hope you guys liked today's video. Listen, if you're here at the end, obviously enjoy the content. Do me a huge favor. Support the channel directly. Subscribe, notifications on as we continue this journey. Show some love. Also, if you want to jump on the Patreon, great family, great community on there. It all helps support the content and everything that I put out. I'll put all links down there. All right, everyone. Stay safe, stay positive. Take care of these. Take care of these. I'll catch you again.
You know I'm going now with a bang. Bang. Tell him leave the bag in a bang. Bang. You should check the tags where we hang. Hang. You know I'm going now with a bang. Know I'm going now with a bang. Bang. Tell him leave the bag in a bang. Bang.